The recent news story and media coverage of the van lifer that was found deceased in Wyoming definitely has a lot of us in the Nomad community just saddened and grieving right now. Stay tuned because I'm going to give you some thoughts as to why I'm concerned this scenario could play out again and maybe some things that you just might be able to do to help prevent it. So about 5 months ago, we put out a video called 4 Things Nobody is Saying About RV Living, and we'll put a link above and also at the end of this video because we felt like this was probably one of the most important videos that we ever made. To date, it has also been one of our most popular videos that we have ever made as well. In this particular situation that has recently played out in the whole Nomad community is exactly the reason why we made this video 5 months ago. So in light of the recent circumstances, we really wanted to just kind of reiterate this information and put it out there again for those of you that may have not seen it or may have not heard this particular information yet. Now, a quick disclaimer, I am not a counselor. This information is for informational purposes only. We always encourage you, and we always put in our descriptions below, do your own research before that you make any decisions regarding your life and the direction that you're going. But we do put out videos for your information and to share our personal experiences with you as well, to hopefully be able to share some things along the way so that you don't have to learn the hard way like we have in so many areas. Now, RV life, van life, boat life, just whatever nomadic style of life that you choose always looks amazing on social media and on YouTube and on TikTok. And of course, if you scroll through Instagram right now and put in hashtag van life or hashtag RV life, you're going to see amazing, awesome photos of people smiling and having the time of their life in the most epic adventure setting that you have ever seen. And all of this is absolutely breathtaking, right? But it's just a small glimpse into what this lifestyle is really, really like. The true RV life and the true van life is not accurately portrayed when it comes to social media. Let me tell you that right now. I'm gonna kind of start with one of my favorite sayings, and that is, wherever you go, there you are. Now, that doesn't really mean that in the traditional sense, but really, let me break that down what that really truly means. And that is you carry you with you wherever it is that you go. So many times people jump from relationship to relationship or job to job or place to place or from one lifestyle to a different lifestyle thinking that that is going to be the answer that solves the different problems in their life, but they take them with them into that next particular lifestyle. When we started RV life, we took us with us into RV life. And if you are living RV life or van life or boat life, whatever nomadic life it is that you're looking forward to living or are living, you still take you with you as you live this lifestyle. Just the fact of moving into an RV or a van or on a boat doesn't change any of those dynamics with what you currently have going on in your life and with who you are at this particular moment in your life. All of your baggage, all of your hurt, all of your wounds, whatever that is going on emotionally is going to go with you into that lifestyle. And just being out in the great outdoors doesn't fix anything that is potentially broken in your life. In fact, what we found in our personal experience is that a nomadic lifestyle can actually create more of those stressors. And so if you are struggling with things like anxiety or depression or anything else that just has challenges, being a nomad probably is going to make those things a little bit worse. In fact, we can attest to that because there's more daily stressors to think about. With this particular lifestyle, you're thinking about things like, are we going to have a place to stay next week as far as campground availability? You have to think about things like how much water is in my tank? How long of a shower can I take? Am I going to be able to take a hot shower or is it a cold shower? All of these little things that you just don't have those types of stressors when you're living in a sticks and bricks environment traditionally. And so all of these extra things compound anything that's already going on in your life. The other thing is being in tight quarters. Now, let's not even talk about putting a family of 4 into a 300 square foot box. I could not even imagine trying to do van life or something even smaller with a family. Now, if it was just my husband and I, at this point in our marriage, we probably could handle it. But if we tried to do that early on in our marriage, it would have been a disaster. And I can guarantee you that if we would have jumped immediately from saying the I do's to jumping into van life, we wouldn't be together today. We'd most likely be divorced, because it creates a whole new set of problems when you're in those tight quarters and you're with each other 24/7, when that is not what you've been used to, and if you're not in an emotionally healthy place to begin with. The other dynamic is having one form of transportation. So traditionally, if you are in a dating relationship or maybe newly married, most families are a 2-car family. So, if you need a break, somebody can jump in their car and go for a drive and just kind of clear their head. But when you're living this particular lifestyle, you usually have one mode of transportation that you're sharing together, and you're in the same space together all of the time, which just creates that break if you need it. It's just a harder thing to get. Now, this is especially true if you do find yourself boondocking and you're in more of those remote locations. Having a way of escape is not always readily available. And if you don't have the skills to have a healthy relationship, van life and RV life is not going to magically give you those skills. You don't just magically adopt a different way of thinking because you jumped into a van or into an RV or onto a boat. I think the hardest thing for all of us to remember is that what you see on Facebook and what you see on YouTube and in Instagram is just the highlight reel of someone's day or someone's trip or someone's experience. It's not the real deal. You're seeing the highly edited, highly filtered version of that one moment of time in that 24-hour time period, and you're not really getting a true view of what's going on behind that screen the rest of the 23 hours and 59 minutes of the day. The number one thing to remember when you see things on Instagram or on Facebook and YouTube is that you're seeing somebody else's highlight reel and you're seeing something that is edited. And it is very easy to sit there and scroll through your feed and start to think, oh my gosh, what is wrong with me? And why is my life not looking like their life? And maybe if I just went and got a van or went and lived on a boat or had an RV, then it would be a magical adventure every single day. And I'm here to tell you, after 4 years of living this lifestyle, that we have had our fair share of struggles, and the majority of it have been because we've not always been happily related to each other, and we have not always used emotional intelligence. And until that you get those things set first, this lifestyle is not going to be the blessing that you think it's going to be. In fact, it could actually end up being a curse instead of a blessing. And that, of course, is not what we would wish for any of you at all. So if you're considering this particular lifestyle, if maybe you're already in this lifestyle and you're feeling some of this, or moreover, if you're in this lifestyle and you feel unsafe, we're putting a link in a phone number below for the domestic violence hotline. Please reach out and get any help if help is what you need. Now, if you're considering embarking on this lifestyle and you're just not sure, be a great idea to sit down with a licensed counselor or a therapist and just kind of talk through some of the dynamics of what maybe things are looking like for you and your significant other before that you guys would make the leap into being together 24/7, being in tight quarters, and having more of these types of daily stressors than what you would experience in a traditional sticks and bricks living situation. You definitely want to just make sure that you are at a place where you're ready to hit the road, not only from a financial perspective or from a job perspective, but also from an emotional and relational perspective as well. Another thing that you could consider doing is getting a hold of some good personal development books and reading up on some things that will help you be not only more happily related to yourself, but happily related to those that are around you and help you just deal with some of those daily stressors in your life as well. Lastly, I would encourage you, regardless of where you are in life, whether you're RV lifing, van lifing, or just even life in general, surround yourself with some great mentors. Mentors are those people that can come around you and help you identify those blind spots and help speak into your life and say, hey, I see some red flags here with this relationship, or I see some red flags here in what's going on. And they can just help you see those things that you can't see when you're in the thick of it. Living a nomadic lifestyle can be very isolating. So making sure that you have those connections that you can pick up the phone and talk to, or even if you're available to sit down at a campground and have a cup of coffee with somebody that can come along the way, can really make all of the difference in the world in how it is that you approach this life and the daily stressors that it brings. So most importantly, be open and honest before that you jump in this lifestyle. Be open and honest with where you're at right now. And if you're in a situation where you feel unsafe or you are unsafe, please get the help that you need. Reach out. There are resources that are out there and available to you. And lastly, to Brian and Gabby's family, you are in our thoughts and in our prayers.